Wee! Fire Lord time, baby! Everybody gotta just push forward here? I mean, I'm cool with it. This is quick play. I don't really mind doing some stupid stuff for entertainment purposes.
3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Oh, bad aim. I missed.
Oh, God, you had me. Oh, that's the stuff.
Bad Namor.
See that?
Damn, Moon Knight, you got your ult already? Nice. Nope. Nope.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Quick little disengage. Danger, danger, danger.
See that? I was looking for one of these.
Get out best you can. Rotate around.
3, 2, 1, blast off!
Nice, Iron Man.
Oh, God, you had me.
Hell yeah. Try and get a better position real quick. Alright, there we go. We got healed. I might can get a nice little flank around their team. If we play this right. Somebody's coming.
Lock onto this location. Oh, God, you had me.
Not the right way.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Ooh, actually,
Busted up Moon Knight's onk.
possibly advantageous?
Oh, God, you had me. Heat element charged.
Alright, we want to disengage and then we're going to come back in with our ult to turn the tide.
Add that to my greatest hits. Heat element charged.
Bad strange. Perfecto, baby! So earlier, I'm not quite sure if you called it. I mean, I'm not playing the best in the world right now. But when I came down to engage earlier, I noticed that my cloak and dagger had their bubble out on the ground. So I actually took advantage of her bubble. Yeah, I was talking and I lost concentration for a bit, but it's quick play, so it's fine. So I noticed that cloak and dagger had their bubble on the ground.
Stopping the star.
So when I engaged, I tried to engage with my E inside of her bubble. That way I would be healed while still pressing the enemy team.
Some sort of weird thing.
Okay, I didn't know that that was a thing. Because he's a new character, right? So I didn't know that when he popped his ult, he had a resistance to damage and got healing over time. Unless, was there an invisible woman shield there that I missed? Did I overlook an invis shield? Is that the reason that he got me? I'll have to double check. I thought it was safe though. It could have been a me mistake. It's very possible that it was a me mistake.
Right?
I mean, I haven't played this game in a hot minute, so it's very possible it was a me mistake, actually. Strange is ready for it, if... Damn. Nope, we're gonna get out of that, disengage completely. Alright, so we know their Moon Knight's over here, right? So we want to flank their Moon Knight, because he's gonna cause the most harm to my team. I'm still not spotting their Moon Knight, but I can hear him. I'm definitely... There he is.
See that?
Boom. Because if he gets to go unchecked, and he's actually a good Moon Knight player, he's going to cause the most harm to my team, so I want to take him out as quickly as possible. Granted, I'm not doing the best on my team right now, but I'm trying to search for value in the kills that I get. Because I'm aware that I'm rusty at this game, so I'm trying to provide value to my team on the kills that I'm getting, right? So we're gonna lurk around here. We're gonna take this 1v1 with our Star-Lord because he's not prepared for the engagement. I had to reload. Alright, he's gone. We want a full disengage from who's coming to us. Ignore how horrible all of that was. And then that Thor's probably going to be looking at us, so we're going to come up here, pop our ult. One healer. Two healers. He's somewhere in that, but I'm not going to hard focus that. I just know he's there. So I'm going to keep that in mind while I come up here, right? So right now I'm having the high ground. So I'm going to be able to create a moment for me to where I get to flank their Moon Knight again. And possibly remove him from the fight. Just like that.
I was looking for one of these.
So they're now a Moon Knight down. Their Star-Lord just ulted, so my team is pretty much wiped. I'm going to take a soft engage and completely remove myself from the situation. So I know I tagged him a little bit. Ultron just gave me his drone. Alright, now what we're going to try our best to do is we're just going to do little plink shots here. We're not like actively trying to hit anyone. We're just going to take little plink shots and see how everything folds, like unfolds, right? So we know their Moon Knight's over here. We're going to re-engage their Moon Knight. Their Moon Knight's worried, actually.
Wonder what that's worth.
So we've already gotten within their Moon Knight's head, because every time he's seeing me, he's going for a full disengage. Alright, so Ultron just caused a problem. We're going to try and disengage with our life. It's not guaranteed, though.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Alright, we got a nice little disengage in. So from here, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for maybe somebody out of position that I can easily get something out of, right? So their Ultron is kind of playing near their Mr. Fantastic, so I'm not going to like hard press him on a solo engagement, but their Squirrel Girl just made herself like a prime target. She pulled herself away from her team, which made that an easy engagement for me to take. So Squirrel Girl's fully out of this fight now. Strange is going to try to touch and gets wiped out in the process. Remember, this is quick play, so there is no overtime or anything like that. And now we've won the game. So I didn't do, like, I wasn't the best player on my team in that, but I did look for value in the kills that I took. So I was just trying to show that you can still impact the game and help your team out without actively being the number one on the team. My main goal was to make sure their Moon Knight wasn't causing an issue. And did their Moon... Yeah, their Moon Knight's actually who swapped to Squirrel Girl. So their Moon Knight wasn't causing an issue. I kept him locked out. I took what I could get off of their healers, and I tried to attack whoever was out of position. These are the things to look for in certain matches that could, like, especially in ranked, right? So you could 100% turn your ranked match around just by doing what I was just doing. Look for those key moments. Look for the opportunities that you can get within the team fight. If someone's out of position and you're playing a flank type character, make them pay for being out of position. Because you're still providing value to your team. Like, I'll pull up the scoreboard here, right? So, did I do the best? No. My damage was not that great. Our Moon Knight did more damage than me. our Iron Man got more final hits than me, and my accuracy was horrible. Which, that could be from the long break that I took from the game. But I still provided overall value to the entirety of my team by taking the correct fights, by targeting the people that were out of position. Like Moon Knight, for example, right? Not dogging on him, just pointing out. He did get 13 kills, but he died 5 times, and he only got 7 final hits, right? So he did more damage, and he did provide his own level of value in that fight, but I was able to preserve my life and in turn give my team more value because I didn't die those extra 3 times. Moon Knight still did great. I'm not like being mean or anything. I'm trying to explain the reasoning. So because I didn't die as often, I was able to provide more value to the team in the long run. Because I didn't have that long walk back from spawn. Now that I am... Oh, 213 ping. That is probably not okay. So I'm going to play one of my main support characters now. And I'm going to explain why I'm making the decisions that I'm making on support as the game progresses. So I don't know. I haven't played this game so long. Okay, it looks like people still do that. I'm not going to. I'm actually going to kind of do what the Punisher does, and I'm going to stand like roughly right here. And here's why. In ranked, if they have a Strange, Doctor Strange likes to portal to either down here or up here to put themselves closer to point, right? So I'm not going to know who they're playing until a little bit later. And then once my team starts taking damage like they are now, I'm going to engage in this fight. And I'm going to try my best to keep my team alive and just hope that they don't have a Strange. And since my Punisher is in the sweet spot, I'm going to go ahead and give Punisher his own little bubble. I think I lagged out there on my attack, but it's fine. So their support's almost down. I'm trying to play my life as well, best as I can, but I'm also trying to help my tanks kind of hold this front line. Because right now, we have power position. We're further up than they are. And they don't have, as far as I'm aware, yeah, they don't have a Johnny or anything else that can kind of hinder our position right now, right? They don't have a way to take advantage of this choke right now unless my team starts walking backwards. So my only goal right now is to keep my team alive and keep the strong point. They already got somebody going point, so we're going to go point. We're going to try and take this 1v1 with Hela. She bird formed. Alright, we got Hela. Now we want to turn around and help our team out best we can. So I'm going to send some healing down range. Try and help them. And then if I can, I want to place that bubble roughly there. Yeah, that was actually a good bubble placement. Now this is the part to where opinions might be split, right? So what I want to do is I want to heal myself up a little bit. And then we're going to take power. Okay, it got counteracted. That's fine. That happens. So we're going to go full disengage, and we're going to go back to the back half of our own healing, right? So my play there was specifically because I really wanted to kind of give my team the power back and take that point again. He missed me, so we're good. Hela's looking. Alright, we got 2 on point now. I cannot win this fight. And I know I can't win that fight, especially when my ping just shot up to 800, right? So I obviously can't win a fight when my ping is at 944. And I can't even respawn. But it's fine. We can press on. We can press on. ping just hit 1K, it's fine. I'm gonna still do my best to kind of try and win the game, while also explaining why I do what I do, which is going to be extremely difficult when ping is not leaving 700. Alright, so I'm gonna give Venom a more power position there. Again, ping insanely high right now. I cannot do anything to combat what I'm looking at on my screen. I can't even help Venom there, unfortunately. And we're gonna go invis, and we're gonna hit backline. Because we overstayed our welcome in the front, and I got teleported. It's fine, it's fine, it's just 11,000 ping. I'm kidding, it's only 1K ping, but I'm exaggerating. But it's the joy of quick play, right? Like, I can lag all I want, it's quick play, it's not going to affect me. But we're also struggling as a team, and that kind of delayed like a massive part of our push. We could break that, but there's no point because they've already hit the checkpoint, right? So now here's what we're looking for as a support character. As a support character whose abilities don't matter. If my ping was actually fine, what I would be looking for here is the perfect opportunity to try and kind of box in the majority of their team, right? So I got a decent little box there. Their Hela is within my reach, but my internet does not care that Hela is within my reach, and I've probably just self-DC'd here. I still don't understand why I'm at 1K ping. I cannot play the game like this. This is one of the reasons that I don't play ranked anymore. I do have a separate account for ranked though, and if this video does well enough, I will open that account up and start playing ranked again. But at 1K ping, I'm not going to be able to help my team here. And I'm aware of that. Especially when it keeps swapping between modes on its own. Like, I only hit shift once. So unfortunately, I am a victim to my internet right now. But it's okay. See, like, my heal right there didn't count. And I'm just teleporting everywhere. I'm gonna just go over what I would be doing, because I can't do it with what I'm dealing with. I would constantly be looking for the openings on the enemy team, and I would be looking for ways to heal my team and give us power positions by keeping us alive throughout certain team fights, right? Like, there are some team fights to where you're just almost doomed to lose, and that comes to where the enemy team is popping multiple ults, and your normal healing is not going to out-heal their ults. But if I was actually playing, like actively trying to win, in a ranked match, what I would do is I would take my team's position and their health and make a mental note of it, and then I would look at the enemy team's position and the health bars that I can see, and I would decide whether or not if this is a push moment or if this is a sustain moment, right? So I'm going to either try and sustain my team to where we can win this fight, or I'm going to try and get my team to push forwards by placing like a healing bubble or something like that forwards to where my team walks towards the heals, so that they will kind of be incentivized to walk forwards, stay alive, and attack the enemy team to where we could have the stronger position over the other, right? So it would be kind of like how it was in the early stages of that fight, to where we were within that like kind of choke point, but they didn't have any way to attack us, and we were doing everything we could to keep the push going and to keep our teammates alive. It would be pretty much like that, but at any point imaginable within that match. Okay, the match isn't that far in. I still have 1k ping though. Not sure 100 on how that 1k ping is working. You know, Spider-Man is actually one of my least favorite characters to heal in this game. And it's not because of his movement either, it's because most Spider-Man players never stand still long enough to even allow you to attempt to help them. Okay, I teleported. Yep. Internet woes. They did not go away. Alright, so my Punisher's ulting. So right now, I want to keep him alive because that magic is on him, right? And he's got Hulk pressing him right now. We're going to place this, we're going to swing that Hulk from behind and try and get him into banner. Take him out, and then magic is our next priority. Because we got to keep magic off of us as well. Alright, perfect clear there. My team has already almost completely lost this fight, and I am also dealing with some massive internet issues. 1k ping is genuinely stupid. Alright, so goal number 1 right now. So this Hulk is actually pressing the hell out of me. And with the ping I have right now, I'm not going to be able to win this by myself. And because I'm playing solo, that's going to make this even more annoying for me. Alright, so Hulk is taken care of. So as a healer, right now, my main priority is to make sure we get to maintain power a point, right? So our Rocket's almost low. And we want to keep Rocket alive best we can because he's going to help us heal our other teammates. As a healer, your main priority should always be your other healer or your other strategist. Because they're going to help you keep the rest of your team alive to where it's not all on you. So you want to try and keep them alive best you can the whole time you're playing. And I teleported. Alright, we need to get back on. We need to touch. We need to touch really bad. And this is probably going to be my best chance to give my team a touch. So I'm going to waste my ult there. Risk my ping. We're going to hold edge best we can and kind of hope that our team comes in and helps us out here. Alright, so one of us is low. I didn't get to see who it was. I'm almost dead. Buggy hit me with his ult. So right now, this is not panic mode, okay? You don't need to be in panic mode. Everything's happening at once. But as long as you can keep yourself up and keep your other healer up, you should be able to buy enough time for maybe the tide to turn, right? So right now my Spider-Man's low, so I'm going to give Spider-Man as much love as I can give him. And we've kind of turned the tide just enough. I barely missed that. Right, she's gone and Ultron's gone. So we have full control of point. But we can't let them touch again, right? So we're at 70, they're at 99. This is where a lot of people start making mistakes. Do not push to them right now. I'm not saying you have to live on point, but I would definitely say try and stay on point best you can and just figure out how to survive. Because the longer you're on point, the less time they're on point. I know it's common sense, but it's also going to win you a lot of matches by just thinking like that. I think my ping might be a little too high for him to even be getting killed, which is very unfortunate. We want to take out that nest first and foremost, because that nest is a form of point control for them. Like a massive form of point control for them, actually. And I hear Magic near me. I'm going to semi-focus her without full focusing. I'm giving the best heals that I can, but again, ping, I'm at 600 right now. Alright, we got their banner taken care of. They're all off point, and we won that point. We won that point because my team did the correct thing there. They didn't fully abandon point to the... Well, they didn't fully abandon point to the point to where we couldn't sustain ourselves there. If you chase them to their side of point, or their spawn basically, say one of them gets to point, in a situation to where they have 99% and you're either at the same amount or lower and your whole team is trying to spawn lock them, if one of them gets there and takes over, your whole team loses that point. So the best thing to do is to kind of push them a little bit without fully abandoning point. And all I wanted to do in that instance is just make sure that we stayed alive well enough to where my team could come back and take care of them, and I just wanted to keep myself and my rocket alive. Because if I keep both of us alive, then we're going to be able to win any team fight that we encounter, right? Because it's going to be two healers up against maybe none, maybe one. And you can see like my lag fully hindering my gameplay right now. I'm not saying you have to like fully stay on top of your other strategist health bar. Just kind of keep an eye out for it. That was a bad ult from me. I shouldn't have hit my ult button. But I'm trying to predict the future here, and I have 1k ping. So I was kind of predicting a push from them that could have been happening, and I just wasn't seeing it. So I ulted for safety reasons. That's not a like overall decision-making tip. That's just a me in the moment I'm kind of forced into right now tip. Alright, so Punisher's very low, and I wanted to keep him alive there, but instead he went down. This was an accident by me, walking into the center of that ult, for me to pass as well. But it was also a good play, because see, the majority of my team also went down, so we are getting a team push going back, for the most part. Assuming our Spider-Man can hold himself, we will at least come back as a 4-man. I don't like the position our Punisher has put us in here. None of my abilities are working. I'm still at 800 ping. I do not understand what the hell is going on. I'm getting extremely annoyed, but it's fine. Try and keep Punisher alive. I thought they would still be in here, but they weren't. We need to loop around and go towards where they're all at. I am pumping him full of heals, and none of them are registering. Oh, I need good internet. Sometimes you do have to fall back to help your team, right? I know we all want to be able to push and like help our team win by being the person that did the push. But it's not always going to work like that. If you're playing strategist specifically, or tank even, because those are the two roles that kind of get to set the pace for the game. But on strategist, what I mainly try and do, instead of trying to like lead a charge, or force my team into a charge, one of my main goals... Okay, Rocket. Their Rocket just actually screwed me there. We want to touch. So one of my main things, he kind of led me off point, and that was a good job by him. Or actually, it was done by me, but also good by him. Alright, now so I definitely lose here, but the best thing I can do right now is kind of die for my team on point to give them the most amount of time possible to come back. So in situations like this, yes, it's a hard fight, but if you can die for your team on point, you can still possibly help your team win the game. Because you're buying time for them to come in. Especially as a strategist that has like the ability to take full advantage of dying on point, right? So Rocket rezzed me. If I would have had my ult there after the res, we could have held point for even longer. So 1-1, we're going into the last match. 700 ping.
People are always afraid of Ty, but they just don't know him.
Well, that's fine. The main thing to stress on support is try and look and see what your team is doing
Get ready.
and make the best decision you can make to help your team win. If your team is full pushing, heal them, help them push. If they're falling back, try and heal them as they disengage.
4, 3,
Because you can always regroup after a disengage and re-attack, right?
got it? It took us a long time to learn that our powers are related.
So the main thing I try and do on support is I'm actually right now is a perfect example. So I know he's going to flank. So I'm going to try and take out the people that could possibly watch him flank, which apparently doesn't matter with ping I'm having, but you know. Thank you, Punisher. And then we want to look... I messed up. That was on me. I messed up. I wanted to look at my Rocket there to kind of help keep him alive, but future prediction, man. I like predicting the future is very difficult to do. Like my E didn't just register right there, and I've hit it multiple times already. See, now Rocket is actually being the perfect example here. He's keeping me alive when I was getting low. And see, I'm pumping up my Spider-Man right now, and it doesn't matter to the game. So the premise of what I'm trying to say still matters. It's just I don't have the ping for it to work. And I've played this role twice as an example. And you know what? I know I can't do much right now because of internet. So I'm just going to try and keep everybody alive best I can. Sorry, Rocket. This is kind of a wash for me. I can't do much with what I'm dealing with. I'll still try. It's just I can't do anything with ping that damn high. They're actually probably good. Oh, wait. Wait, we have good ping. Alright, so she got to walk my team down, and I'm in a bad position. Ping kind of came back at a horrible time. It went back to normal at like one of the worst times, so I'm not going to be able to help on this match at all. Okay. Scar's just going ahead and using the team up ability. I mean, it'll be fine. It'll be completely off cooldown by the time we get to the point. So I'm going to try and take you through my thought process when I'm playing a tank role. Strange is one of my favorite tanks. It was between him and Mag, and I have roughly the same amount of time played on both of them. Oh. I don't really have too terribly much to talk about right now. Where is my team? That is a genuine question. Where is my team? Where is my team? Hello? Are they fighting their own fight or something? Anyways, on tank, my general goal, which Scar might be on her own here in a second since nobody's realistically doing anything to help me out in the front lines. On tank, my only goal is to delay their push just long enough where we can get something of value out of it. Alright, so their Scar is a slight problem, but it'll be okay. Alright, so right now, what is going through my head is to try and shield and create space for my DPS and supports to kind of walk up. Behind us. How am I getting pushed around? Oh. Poor girl might be a bit of a problem, so let's try and take care of her real quick. Alright, so right now, we're trying to hold them here, right? So all I realistically want to do at this current moment is kind of keep a rough perimeter around the point that we're at. So I don't really want to go any further than this Strange. Oop, I didn't mean to leave that. I didn't notice it fast enough, so I kind of played outside of the free heal, which was a me mistake. Our Penny's pushing a little too far. I'd rather not go that far up. Yeah, that was a bit of a ego chow there. It was a waste of my ult, but I don't care. Quick play, remember? So we're creating as much space as we possibly can for our team right now. I'm actually going to take it a step further, and I'm going to walk up and trust my team to kind of keep me alive while I create this free space for them, right? So I'm standing in Sue's ability, but I'm trusting my healers that are behind me to keep me up. I was trying to shield my team from that, but I was not able to. She did get a good flank, though. That was actually a very good flank by her. I'm going to give us a touch.
I'm opening a portal.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner. But it's not that easy. There's still a chance
Alright, so we got a lot going on right now, but we won. We won. So my main goal on that one was to create as much space as possible and try and keep my team safe in situations to where they really needed to be kept safe, like the other Scarlet Witch's ult. Which I did fail at blocking the second time, but we're all human, right? So it happens. But my thought process mostly on tank is to create the space I can, keep my team safe when I can, and kind of help lead a push into the enemy team. If I can do all three of those things, we are almost guaranteed to win. On tank, for me, each tank plays differently. I'm just speaking from the two that I play the most. On tank for me, the main thing I keep an eye out for is winnable fights. So if their tank is low, or if there's a couple of them out of position, or if their healers aren't focused on the right thing, I know that I can walk face tanking almost everything they can do, depending on who I'm playing, with some form of shield or bubble, depending on if it's strange or mag, and give my team the space they need to follow in behind me to win that team fight altogether by just walking them down. That is mostly how I play tank. It's not 100% effective, and it does change depending on the situation, but as a general rule, that is roughly how I play tank. There are very niche situations to where I do swap up my strategy a little bit, especially on mag. I tend to swap my stuff more on mag than I do strange. Strange, the only time I really swap up the strategy on him is if we kind of just lost a team fight, I have ult, and somebody that has like some form of one-shot has ult. I will portal us to them, pop my ult as I'm hopping through my own portal, and try and get as many of them with my ult as I can. That way somebody with a one-shot mechanic has effectively free reign. Usually it works best with Scarlet Witch or Moon Knight, either one are pretty acceptable for that. But on mag, I tend to be a bit more situational with how I react to things on him. Actually, I'll go ahead and show you how I play mag. Okay, I started mid-match, so that's fine.
Their team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
Alright, so we've lost 3 already, so this is what I would call a hold back situation. So I'm not going to overextend myself. I'm going to kind of take plink shots, and I'm going to try to stay alive. And this is where map knowledge comes into play, because I actually don't know this map very well. I don't play it very often. Hawkeye's going to be a problem. I need to stay though. Like, I need to continue touching. even though I'm being collapsed on, because they have full push. So Mag is probably my best solo tank, which I'm actually doing right now. We also only have one healer. So any other time I would actually swap to healer to help, because in my opinion, tanks aren't 100% necessary to always win a match, but they are helpful. You can win one without a tank though. I mean, I would rather have a tank, but if it comes down to it, you know. So my situation there was the same thing that I touched on with healer. I was trying to die on point to help my team out. So this match is over. Completely over. And I didn't get to showcase what I wanted to, so I'm going to load up another one. Let's get us a full mag match real quick. Looking at this lineup, this might not be the best match, because we have two healers that are not full on like normal, right? Ultron is kind of a split, and Mantis is used normally in 3-man healers. This is actually another situation where I would actually swap to healer and not tank. Because, well, looking at the lineup here, Squirrel Girl's Lord, she's not going to swap, because it's quick play, and why would they, right? Most Spider-Man players don't swap off a Spider-Man, and most Magic players don't swap off a Magic. Just from my experience in playing the game, that's just how it works.
3, 2, 1.
But because this is quick play, and I don't really care all that often if we win or lose, I just kind of want to talk about decision making and stuff, and I'll play ranked at a later time. Alright, so premature bubble on myself. And that's another thing, something that I just did right there. Hold on, give me 1 sec, I kind of want to tunnel back over because my team is going to need me here. That Punisher is probably going to be one of the bigger problems. Either him or that Moon Knight. I don't want to overpress Hulk right now. And I want to keep the pressure up on Moon Knight best I can. Alright, so Moon Knight has an Ox somewhere. Just by the way everything's bouncing. Alright, so Hulk is respecting Mag right now. We need to take out one of their healers. But my team is also getting pushed. So I'm stuck in one of these weird situations to where I have to pick between taking down the healer to overall help the team, or protecting my team from their push. Their very aggressive push at that. And they're all actually doing a very good job at playing their life and falling back. So this is a good team. They do understand how the game works. So from what I've seen so far, our Spider-Man does pretty much what a Spider-Man player does. He's doing a fairly good job at that. Our Magic's playing with the team and pushing when she should push, so we're not actually playing horrible right now as a team. Alright, so the reason I popped ult there is because there was a lot of shooting and stuff kind of going on near us. Groot's trying to box me in. So I noticed Groot trying to box me in. So what I want to do is I want to put up my shield and kind of walk backwards, and I want to stand point. And I'm going to try and shield best I can my Mantis up against this Groot. And we want to take out Groot's walls when we can as well. Because the grass walls deal damage to us. Alright, so they're a healer down. I get aggressive and I start walking. Ultron took care of her. So we're fully aware of like the situation that they are placed in right now, right? We know they're 2 healers down, but we also know sorry, I focused for a second. We also know that they don't have that long of a walk. See, Mantis was with me there. Mantis knew what was up right there. And that's something that I actually don't see a lot of players doing. That I kind of want to talk about. Also, I bubbled my Spider-Man there. I wanted to do it a little bit earlier, but I noticed he was really low. And I wanted to bubble him so he wouldn't pass. So, we're going to self-bubble here. And we're just going to go ahead and mag ult. Okay. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you just get blocked by the map. It happens. I've seen it happen to people that made it further in the top 500 than I did. So I'm not upset about it. But I was bubbling my Spider-Man, and I was a little late on it, I know. Because he was really low, and I knew he was most likely preparing for a disengage. Now see, she ulted there, and I don't know if the player was actively thinking about it or not. But if I was in that position and actively thinking about it, I would have ulted there as well. One, you give your team like a kind of semi-free walk to point. And 2, cool, we won. So 1, I would have ulted there because you give your team a free walk from the Cloak and Dagger's point of view on the other team. And 2, I would have realized that I just used my ult as Magneto, which is like one of the biggest counters to Cloak and Dagger using their ult. And I would have known that there's no way they have their ult back yet, and I would have ulted because it would have been safe. So they definitely did the right thing there with their ult, regardless of if they were actively thinking about it or not. They still made the correct decision. So that was one of the examples as to how I would play Mag, because 1, I was solo tanking, and 2, we really didn't have the best. I mean, I'm not saying like the people playing the healers weren't good. We didn't have the best overall healing lineup. Like the 2 healers that were played are not primarily healers. They're like half and half healers. But we still got to make it work. The main thing to focus on when playing tank of any kind, I just did Mag as an example because he is my main outside of Strange. Yes, that was a poor performance from me. But the decision making was still there. I kept Spider-Man alive when he was trying to actively disengage, so he didn't have a long... Granted, he's Spider-Man is fast, but so he didn't have to come back into the fight. 2, I tried to protect my team from certain things that could have taken us out of the fight multiple times. So the main thing I was focusing on in this one, instead of creating space, like I was trying to do with Doctor Strange, to help hold them off a point, the biggest focus for me in this match on Mag was to maintain what we had. I wasn't trying to push them, I wasn't trying to actively create space for my team to walk up and hold them off a point. I was instead trying to keep them off of point by maintaining position, which changes the way I played. But that'll do it for this. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.